Welcome to the show where we talk about whatever we want, whenever we want, and nobody cares.
Hi there, I'm Joshua, and this is my brother and co-host Eli, and this is Podcast. Hey guys, hope you are having a beautiful day, and welcome back to the show. And as you all know, that this is, or for those of you that have been watching, and those of you coming in, this is now our second revamp of the show. So, figuring out what works, and hope you enjoy, hope you stick around, and see what today's episode's all about.
Yeah.
So, now, those of you that watch, and there's been a few of you, and actually I really appreciate in the last couple weeks, we've gotten some comments from some of our subs that just really touch my heart, that makes me feel, that really drives me to do this.
Yeah, both of us. I mean, some of them have been really right spot on, like, wow, I guess this is why we do it, why we want to keep doing this as long as we can. We all have our struggles and whether or not we can continue doing this, and times and all that, and that's why we are revamping it, of course, is trying to figure out our schedule, working it all in properly. But
it's just been very humbling to see some of the comments.
Yeah.
So thank you for those of you that have commented. It's so humbling, and it really just makes us feel good, and it drives us to do this. And so we're going to continue to be here and put out content for you. Yeah. So now, for those of you who haven't seen our show, maybe you're seeing this for the first time, we're going to tell you a little bit about ourselves. I'm Joshua. I'm a father of 3. I teach sword fighting and I teach martial arts. I am writing a book. I've been happily married for going on 7 years.
Yeah.
Going on 7 years. Very, very happily married to my best friend in the whole world. And it's not my brother. You are my other best friend.
Yeah.
So
Josh and I are actually married. Yes.
So
to our work.
Yeah. Can you quickly tell them a little bit about yourself?
I'm Eli. This is my brother. I have an identical twin brother. It's our brother, Samuel. I'm a professionally trained classical trombonist. I also play jazz. I do photography.
You're getting ready to go to school.
I'm getting ready to go back to school for criminal justice.
Right.
So I've been studying up a lot on a few things. So I know, I'm getting to know our criminal justice system a little bit more, getting to know weapons a little bit more, firearms I should say. So I can talk about that at least a little bit now. We're both movie fanatics, video game fanatics. I play a lot of Minecraft.
Movie fanatics. And
movie, music,
we touch on a little bit of everything. We have a lot of conversations about everything. That's kind of the impetus for this podcast. Yeah. So now, if those of you that follow the show, when we have a special guest, we do 10 questions with our guests, and these 10 questions are tailored to let you know about us quickly. Yeah. And one thing you and I have never done
is question each other.
So you want to go back and forth? You want to just do all yours?
Let's just go back and forth.
Back and forth.
We
Okay.
go 5 questions each.
5 questions each, and now these are specifically tailored to let you know about us.
You can go ahead and start because I started the episode.
Who is your favorite communist?
Karl Marx.
That would be mine.
I don't know. To be honest, I don't know that many communists. I'm a communist. How long is your hair in millimeters?
I don't even know how long my hair is in our measurement.
Okay. Oh, I forgot that, by the way. I always forget.
What is your perfect romantic night?
So I've been thinking about this for a while. This idea, you get a classic car, right? You take a girl to Sonic, because it's like probably the only good, around here at least, is the only good like drive and dine, you pull it in, they bring it out to you on roller skates. It's kind of classic style. And then you go to the drive-in movies, which we also have here in town. And then after that, you go and look at the stars.
That's
classic
not bad.
night. Classic romantic
That's not
night.
terrible. That's good. A drive-in movie is kind of cool because when you're sitting in your car, you can talk instead of like a movie theater.
Yeah, we shut the fuck up. Okay. What is your favorite way to cook chicken?
Grilled.
Marinades? Anything?
Oh yeah, marinated.
Okay.
But I won't tell you with what. Maybe. Who killed Mr. Body in what room with what weapon?
Mr. Green with the candlestick in the kitchen. What does water taste like?
Depends on where I'm getting it from.
Are we in Florida? Or are we in like?
You know what? You know when people say like, "Oh, water got no taste." You're
I
like,
think
no,
water has a
a
fantastic taste.
and it very much depends on where you get.
Yeah, well water versus tap water. If you drink the water,
city water at different times of the day or different times of the year.
Yeah. If you drink up in Cleveland at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which partially hangs over Lake Erie, and you drink from the water fountain, it tastes like you're drinking from Lake Erie.
Lake Erie.
If you're down in Orlando, Florida at Disney World, it tastes like you're drinking from the swamps that it's built over. So
swamp water.
Yeah.
That's to get you to buy.
Oh, you already did it.
That's to get you to buy their $10 bottles of water. What is your favorite cheese?
Havarti. Although I've really taken that farmer's cheese, but cream Havarti is still like.
You like cotija, the Mexican farmer's cheese.
We just got a cheese in at Kroger by accident, or it's a new product we're testing. We actually don't know. It's a Sriracha Jack.
That could be good.
Sriracha Monterey Jack. Unfortunately, the Sriracha taste is very weak in it. And I do like it though. I might get some while we still have it. So, what is a bunghole?
That is the hole in the side of a barrel.
Yes. I can't remember where I figured that out, but I did find that out.
I found that out from Beavis and Butthead.
Did you?
What the hell's a bunghole? When they like read the definition. I'm the great Cornelio.
I need TV for my bunghole.
Come on, Hippo.
You can do it.
If you had to, you were forced to, which Australian animal would you die by?
A human.
A human?
I'd
be shot by a white Australian
guy. Clenches his teeth to keep the flies out. What was that from where he says, they talk like this because they keep the flies out of their mouths?
I don't know.
I don't know. Give them where that's from. They talk like this because it keeps the flies from going into their mouth, so they keep their teeth clenched while they talk. I don't know. Okay. Why did you choose James as my middle name?
Oh, that's right. I suggested James. I have no idea.
Mom said. Now I've had a couple reasons been given to me. One was that one of your best friends at the time was named James.
No, I've never had a friend named James.
See that one obviously not true then. And another one is that I was named after a Power Ranger.
No, at the time, when you were being born, it was 95.
I'm assuming it was when I was being born.
Yeah, 95. The Power Rangers were all the rage. I'm a '90s kid, and Power Rangers all the rage. And I think when Mom got pregnant, I was like, oh, you should name one Jason. That's the Red Power Ranger.
I thought it was the Black Power Ranger.
No.
I didn't take that much Power Ranger, so.
Think about the Red Power Ranger. It has a basic name, Jason. No, or Jason was the Green Ranger. I can't remember. I think Jason was the Red Ranger.
James, whatever.
Well, because remember, like the Red Ranger was a white guy, the Black Ranger was a black guy, the Yellow Ranger was an Asian, the Pink Ranger was a woman, So I'm sure the Black Ranger was like Deshaun or so
Felicia.
They probably like picked like the most generic black name because no black person could be named like Charles
Robert.
or exactly. Robert. They couldn't name
Steve.
I'm sure the Yellow Ranger was. We're not gonna go there.
Shao Jin, Ching Chong.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure they chose like most racist
thing they could
most stereotypical like black name possible for the Black Ranger. Maybe not. I don't know. I can't remember. It's been so many years. I think Jason though is what I wanted Mom and Dad to call you, and then I came up with James somewhere. And like, well, we're not naming him James. We'll make his middle name James.
Elijah Jason Mathis.
So that was my 2 cents. That was my 2 cents on both your names. I didn't.
Samuel is named after Dad, William. Samuel William Merle Mathis. So
they should name Samuel Merle.
Samuel Merle.
Merle Mathis. That should have been his first name.
Merle.
Merle Mathis.
Oh my God.
I hope Dad doesn't watch this episode.
Or Sam. So yeah, Merle or Merle. Betty.
Sweater Betty.
Okay, so the rest of this episode, we were planning to reminisce a little bit about previous episodes, you know, about the changes, how we do things, you know, how things have changed. One thing that I was talking about the other day, actually, with somebody was, I think I was talking about it with you, was the fact that the first episode I ever edited, episode number 1, took me 3 hours to edit. It takes me like 7 minutes now.
No, did it take you like 3 hours to edit because you didn't know what you were doing, or you didn't know how you wanted to do it, or were you just figuring out?
I was unfamiliar with iMovie, which is what I still use. Unfortunately, I mean, there's a lot better programs out there, but so don't patronize me on that. It's what I have. I have a Mac. It came with iMovie, so I was unfamiliar with iMovie because I had been raised using Windows 7, using Windows Movie Maker, which I still like. I still like Windows Movie Maker. A lot of people make fun of it. Like, I actually really like Windows Movie Maker. It's simplistic to me. So yeah, this is simple too once you get to know it.
Right.
Although they keep updating, and every time they update it, there's something stupid that's new. Like they take away features, and it actually makes it harder for me to do my job. But yeah, but it was mostly being unfamiliar with the program, but also not knowing exactly how I wanted it to go. So there was that. It was also a 45-minute long episode that was split up into multiple smaller chunks. So
now, how long does it take you about now?
With the previous episodes, the little 12-minute.
We'll say today's episode,
like
30-minute episode.
It's probably, well, even now it's probably gonna take like 10 minutes to piece it together. I know how to do it so easily.
Right, and we have a system. You
have a system of how everything's done. So
you know where to put what part of the song to put for the title card, and
yeah.
So and now it takes us, how long do you think to film?
Well, roughly add 5 minutes to the end
setup
time.
And
yeah, well, setup and all that takes probably, for like a half an hour long episode, it's going to take like 45 minutes. So, because setup and set down. Eventually, we'd hope that we'd have a place that we can just leave a set, you know.
Right, yeah, and that's the ultimate goal, is for us to have an actual set. You know, right now it's done in my my magnificent dining room, my bookshelf and sword rack.
Yeah. And me, of course.
And you.
Magnificent Eli.
But eventually, we're hoping to have a set.
Yeah, a set.
So,
and that would be cool, but we don't have money.
So that's the technicalities of doing our work. It does take us a little longer to do some of the extra content.
Well, especially like
those videos take a little
probably
longer.
One of the more difficult videos to make was the footwork video. Another footwork with the Perry video.
Perry video.
The Perry video, we just kept.
Yeah.
Each one we did it from 3 angles, and there was like what, 20,000 of them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that was a little bit difficult to handle. Although I did say of the swordplay tutorials, that was going to be the hardest. Everything else is pretty simple. So the swordplay takes us a little bit more time because we have to change locations.
Yeah, we did just go outside for the cut tests.
Now our music videos are are far between, just because we have to practice the songs before we do them.
Yeah.
The classic movies, we have one sitting waiting.
Yeah, we promised it a long time ago. Time keeps getting away and away and away. You know?
And that one takes a little bit because we have to watch the movie 2 or 3 times and kind of assess it and get together to film it. So, I did mention music videos, and I wanted to bring up, since we're here, we're kind of talking about the show, and kind of doing introductions. If you haven't seen, one of our favorite episodes, at least early on, was episode 3,
which we glorified as our favorite episode until episode like 9.
Right. Yeah. So, episode 3 kind of was. it's still even is a good episode.
I feel like
if you've got the time, if you have the 45 minutes, check it out. It's worth seeing. But I believe in that episode we do a cover, or the second one.
It's the third.
We do a cover that's absolutely, we cover
Leaving on Jet
Plane by John Denver on mandolin, and it is the most horrific 2 minutes of your life.
It's like 4 minutes, really.
That you'll sit through. It's pretty bad. And that honestly, the different episodes. Yeah, it was our first comment.
But the person, not obviously an automated comment or something like that, because they said, "Oh, great cover. Come and watch my covers."
We're like, yeah, there's no way you watch it because you would not have said great cover. You would never associate yourself with that.
You'd be like, oh, no, never mind.
Nope.
Suddenly your credibility has dropped to nothing.
So that as horrific as it is one of my more favorite moments of the series. Mm-hmm. What are you saying? Some of your favorite moments that we filmed, some favorite podcast moments.
PSA.
The PSA was a blast to film. Now the thing is, that podcast, the thing was, I had this concept for if you haven't seen the PSA, go check it out. It's called Star Wars Day PSA.
And alienism.
Hashtag end alienism. And go watch it. It's only 2 or 3 minutes. It's worth seeing. It's very, very funny. If you haven't seen it, go. Check it out. But I had that concept. Right after episode 7 came out, I had seen episode 7, and I had gotten this funny idea. And I kept wanting to do it, and it just never seemed like the right time was upon us. And truthfully, I wanted it to be timely with some kind of event, like the movie coming out. Mm-hmm. Well, Star Wars Day came up, and we're like, well, we need to do a Star Wars Day episode. We need to do Star Wars Day stuff. And what I do? I ended up on the 3rd. Mm-hmm. No, on the 2nd.
2nd, yeah.
On May 2nd, I scripted and we filmed the majority of that, and then we ended up finishing it on the 3rd, mm-hmm. and we had it up by the 4th. So I mean, it was a we pulled people in quick, and we were able to do it, and it's worth it. I thought it was a pretty good 2 or 3 minutes. That is one of my favorite moments. It is pretty damn funny.
It is a good PSA. It's a good piece. One of my favorite moments was when we broke the coconut in the 1860
like Cavalry Saber review.
That was fun. I was like, dude, we need to do something awesome. Let's break a coconut. Mm-hmm. And you're like, I don't know. That's pretty tough. I'm like, come on. I'll buy a coconut. Let's break it. And you did it. And I was so happy.
I did it in the first shot. Mm-hmm. First hit. That
I had it saved on my phone.
Well, the thing was is that the 1860 has a very rounded globular pommel. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have a striker pommel like some of the other swords I have up there.
Yeah.
And I was just worried that I wasn't going to have the concentration of force to break through it, but we did.
Yeah, it was fun.
So anything else that jumps out to mind?
I mean, the cut tests in general are fun to do.
The cut tests are always fun to do, regardless. What do you guys think? If you're a regular watcher and you've watched enough of our shows, go ahead, comment below. Let us know what some of your favorite moments that we've done in the past are. Some of your favorite videos. Let us know so that maybe we'll do more of those.
Yeah, I mean that would be nice. If as you said before, we've had a lot of great support recently, and at other points. Yeah, we really would like to see not just the ongoing support, but really we've had a bit more of a comment flow coming in recently. We really like that people are engaging, and we always try to engage back in some way.
We always try and comment back, and if you request anything, we try to get on it within the week, within the 7 days.
If we can. We did have a comment, somebody asked us about
Game of
Thrones, and neither of us know anything about Game of Thrones. We've never watched the show or read the books.
We just haven't had the time, really. So, I mean, between it's a lot. This show takes up a lot of our time.
This show does. I work usually 40 hours a week. I'm in the community band. I teach in the youth band. I have a very full schedule, and I have friends.
I have a wife. I have a family, and that alone.
Kids,
and I work. I work out of the house, and I have. I teach. So. It's we keep maintaining very busy schedules on top of doing the podcast. We just really haven't had time. Only have a finite amount of time for rest and relaxation and entertainment. And so I'll be truthful. The Game of Thrones does not personally interest me.
Yeah.
There are other things that interest me much more, and so I tend to put more time towards those. So apologies for Game of Thrones fans. I know it's probably at this point like, oh.
Talk about whatever you want, whenever you want, but I guess you're not talking about whatever because you won't talk about Game of Thrones.
Well, it's not I won't, as I have no knowledge of it. And for me to catch up enough to be knowledgeable to talk about it,
it'll be irrelevant probably.
Right.
Like Game of Thrones, what's Game of Thrones? Yeah. I'm watching this new show. So,
So okay, so you mentioned some of your favorite parts of the podcast.
And extra content.
And actually, you did mention some of our extra content. You know what? One of my favorite, not one of my favorite episodes, but I think one of our more popular ones, or one that we got a lot of hits on and some comments on, was our Assassin's Creed video. We talked about.
Yeah, we just talked about Assassin's Creed. We got a comment or two on. I can't remember. We had a conversation with somebody.
We had a conversation with subscriber Liam Friedman.
Yeah, who we talked about before.
Who we've had several conversations with. So thank you for watching, Liam. If you're watching now, here's a shout out to you.
Yeah. One of our other, I guess if we should throw out names, Blake the Fenian or Finian. I honestly don't know. So if Blake, if you're watching this, can you comment about how
Finian or Fenian?
Fenian or
But anyway, you had some lovely comments that really made us very, very excited to do this.
So
some of your comments have been very humbling. And you're the one, of course, that we're disappointed with Game of Thrones. So sorry about that.
We are going to make the
Cutlass video today.
The Klawang video.
The Cutlass and Klawang video today.
That's Klawang.
And that will be up next day or two. So. But yes, we did have a lot of comments on the Assassin's Creed video, and naturally so. I mean, it's a series we both enjoy, and it's a pretty renowned video game series.
Yeah, it's a very, very well-known series, and it's still growing. They did say they are taking, Ubisoft is taking the fiscal year off to revamp the Assassin's Creed, see where they're going with it, and I'm really hoping they'll put a finite answer to that, Because as we've discussed multiple times recently, is that we don't think they have an exact direction. They know where they're going with the game series.
Now, the thing I like about that video, the Assassin's Creed video, the Assassin's Creed podcast, right, is that we kind of made ourselves look like dumbasses because we were talking about the assassins we'd like to see in the future. Yeah. And one of the ones I said was, I'd love to see a World War I assassin. And as Liam Friedman, one of our subscribers, pointed out, there is indeed a World War I assassin in Syndicate. And at the time, I hadn't played Syndicate.
Yeah.
And only a couple days ago, I just beat Syndicate.
Yeah.
And sure enough, there's not only just like not a bit part, but a kind of major part of the game that has a different assassin who's a World War I assassin, Lydia Fry. And I was like, I'm like, man, I wish I wouldn't have opened my mouth because clearly I had no idea what I was talking about.
Well, I also think it's funny.
It also has a Scottish assassin with a kilt.
Shut up. You also, you talked about one of your favorite assassins aesthetically is Evelyn de Grandpré, and you've never played her game either.
I never got on 360, and now I have a 1. They don't have it for the 1.
Yeah. So
aesthetically, I think she's one of the coolest looking assassins.
Well, you also talked about the bullwhip would be this sweet. You watched the videos about it. You watched the cutscenes and all. I'm like, that is pretty sweet. So.
Yeah. So aesthetically, she is one of the coolest looking assassins, I think. But there is that. So what do we look for? So we've talked about the show. We've talked about how we produce it. We've talked about some of our favorite memories from it. What do you see for the future of the show? What kind of things can our viewers expect to see in the future?
I don't know. That's the thing. We have, obviously we're working on extra content. And I think, first of all, more than half of our views are from our extra content. Drastically. But the thing is, we keep coming back to podcasts because it's the show to us, because we started the show because we talk a lot. Anyways, we talk a lot, and as I've said in previous episodes multiple times, that as soon as this camera goes off, we'll keep talking.
Yeah,
do
absolutely.
it anyways. I ended up pulling an all-nighter last night for various reasons, but you woke up this morning, you came downstairs, and we talked for like 2 hours while Tessa was asleep on the couch.
Yeah, I came down. I was like, well, they're gonna be asleep downstairs. I'm gonna get some sword work in. And instead, I sat and drank coffee and we talked.
Yeah, Josh walks down and he looks at me. He's like, "Hi." I'm like, "Hey, did you sleep?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "Yeah, I didn't think so."
So like, what to me, and I've said this before, I think this show is the nexus. It's the core of the extra content. Everything comes back to this show. Everything is just, is a spider web to this.
Yeah. I do like our extra content, and I think it will be eventually. It's probably, if we ever really, really excel in the YouTube world, it would be from our extra content, to be honest. Because there's a very specific niche that our show fits into that not that many people are looking for, you know what I mean? And it is unfortunate to us. We don't, in the end, it's mostly just for fun. But, as for the show, the future of the show, I hope that it does, blossom into something cool, but eventually, it's not, I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer, but, times change, things change. I'm going back to school, and I'll be able to do this while I'm going back to school.
Mm-hmm.
But then if I pursue a career in criminal justice as a cop, there's a very good chance I won't be able to participate in this, or it would be way more limited.
It would probably be less the podcast and more extra content.
A bunch of extra content just thrown out whenever
we have time.
So
let me ask you: are we going to continue swordplay videos?
Yeah, that's what a lot of people want.
Are we going to continue doing music videos?
Yeah, we've been doing. We're working on those.
Now we haven't really done. You have a Minecraft. We've never really done gaming, and I don't think we will, just because of the overwhelming amount of gaming. I don't think you'll ever see us doing This Is Gaming, just because it's an
Andrew wants to.
My oldest son may very well end up doing.
If he wants to do it on our channel, we will have a This Is Gaming.
This Is Gaming, probably hosted by Andrew.
Yeah, because we don't really. I don't have. Well, the biggest thing is, you realize I don't play that video games that much. Even Unity, I love Assassin's Creed, but I played maybe the first 20 minutes of Unity, and I haven't touched it in a week now.
Right.
I'm not feeling the urge to play, and I'm okay with that. I have a lot of things going on in my life. I don't need to cloud my mind again with video games.
Well, when you default to video games, you usually default back to Minecraft.
Well, I default back to Minecraft, or I'll find a game that I'll play the shit ton out of.
Right.
I played Black Flag, for 6 months straight.
Everybody does.
I played Call of Duty Ghost within one season, like all of winter, something like that. I played 3 days worth of time, almost 4 days worth of time, Call of Duty Ghost online. So that is kind of how that goes.
So what else do you think extra content? We're going to continue doing classic movies. They're going to be few and far between just because of the time it takes to make them.
Yeah.
That one's going to take a while. But we're going to do classic movies.
Yeah. Something
that you're going to see coming in the next week, maybe 2. I'm hoping to knock out at least 1 this week. This is pipe smoking, or this is
Tobacchiana,
something like that. We're both avid pipe smokers, and so we actually just got 3 new tobaccos that we are going to be reviewing here very shortly.
They're all from the what's the company called? The Scandinavian. No, pick it up real fast. It's on the back. See it. The Scandinavian Tobacco Group Lane Ltd. They're all 3 from there. This one's open. Did you open this?
No, it's not open.
I see.
That's the seal. Cool package.
Yeah, that's cool. This one's called John Bull. There's C'est La Vie, and there's what's the last
Aaron
one?
Aaron
Gobra, and they're all from the same company, and we got them. They had this sale at Pipe and Cigar.
Pipeandcigar.com.
We had a sale where we get two of them for $5. You should get a third one for free. And they had 3 choices, so we naturally just get all 3, one of each. So we each tossed in $5 and got the last one for free. So we're
gonna be doing that review. I'm hoping this week, because I would really like to smoke one of these this week.
Yeah.
And I don't want to open one until we make a video on it. So hopefully this week we'll be doing that. So
yeah.
To me, that's the future of the show, is a lot of extra content, and of course the podcast, as long as we can do it.
Yeah.
But if you guys make us an overnight success, maybe you won't go to criminal justice. We'll just become YouTube sensations.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'll go to criminal justice just so I can talk about criminal justice on the show. Go back as soon as I finish that degree. Go back for another degree at Daymar. So. Well, until
before we log up, because I know we're running out of time. But just as a last caveat, we've talked about the future of the show and what we'd like to see, but comment below. Let us know what you would like to see on the show. What extra content would you like to see? We talk about a lot of things. Do you like books? Do you want us to do book reviews? Do you want us to? I'm an ex-chef. I shouldn't say an ex-chef. I am a professionally trained chef. I don't do it anymore. But would you like to see cooking stuff? This is cooking.
Music and photography.
There's music and photography. Is there are some of your great interests and things that you're very good at? Do you want us to do stuff on that? What would you like the future of the show to look like? Let us know. Comment below. Tell us what you would like to see. If you want to see more of something, or you want to see less of something, or if there's something we've never done.
I want to see less of Josh. More Eli.
I want to see less of Eli. So.
Okay, well, we are a little out of time, I believe. Until next time, I'm Eli.
I'm Joshua.
And this is
Podcast. Oh, hello there. It's Joshua. Did you like today's episode? Go ahead and give us a little love and hit the like button. It's just that little thumbs up right below. Also subscribe and don't forget to comment. We want to hear what you think about today's episode. Don't forget to share with your friends and check us out on Facebook at This Is Podcast. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a little Sherlock Holmes to read.